Now I'd like to show you how to use some of the library resources to help you narrow your topic down further and refine your research questions. I'd like to say that research was as easy as coming up with a question and finding the answer. But unfortunately, more often than not, research looks like this, where you start with a question and you review different kinds of material, which will make you reformulate your question, send you to different material, until you finally arrive at an answer you feel like you can write and publish. So for this example, I'm going to choose the subject of live action role play and show you how you can do some research in the library or on the library website to find information that'll help you write your senior project paper. For those of you who don't know, live action role play is when adults dress up as various fictional or historic characters and play out events in real time in real places. So let's begin at the library website, and let's start with a catalog to look for what books might be available. Now this is where your keywords are going to be very important to you, and the keywords that you brainstormed in the previous tutorial you can start putting in here to find what kind of books we have. So when I use my keywords fantasy and games for live action roleplay, I see that there's a book that seems perfect, Fantasy Freaks and Gaming Geeks, and it's in the library. And rather than read the whole book, what I'm going to do is just look at the index of the book and look for LARP, which happens to be right there, and just read the pages that are going to be useful to me in this book. There's one that discusses sort of the identity in live action roleplay, which helps refine my question to something a little bit more specific. For example, are traditional gender roles maintained or changed in LARP? Next, I can look at the various online resources for articles that might be connected to my topic. Let's start with the databases. There are 3 at Mountain View High School. Let's look at Gale. And I'm going to choose student resources and context for this and think about some of my broader search terms, and maybe I could just start by looking at some of the more general subject areas like psychology, which I'll find under science. There. And once I'm in this section, I can also use the search bar at the top and start putting in some of my keywords there. As you can see, as I start to put in role-playing games, the search engine will give me all the different kinds of searches that have been done in the past and give me results specific to what I type in. Here's an article that looks interesting about 2 boys who got in trouble for role-playing army at their school. I can also look at the related subjects that can help me find additional information related to my search. For example, here, childhood role-playing might be another facet of my topic that I could explore. And when I click on that, I see a whole host of articles that might be useful, which can also help me refine or come up with new questions. For example, how is adult role play similar or different than child role play? I can also use the public library resources for teens. They have databases that can also help me find interesting articles. You will need to put in your library card number here to get access to these. But once you do, you can use their search engines and be patient and try out different keywords. When I put in roleplay here, for example, I get some strange responses like Robert Duvall profile in Golf magazine, probably because Robert Duvall is an actor who plays roles and golf is a game that you play. So don't get frustrated with this. What I recommend using is the advanced search option at the top and put in more specific information. So for here, I put in live action roleplay and fantasy, but not sports, because I don't want any articles on fantasy football leagues. And then I get much more specific responses to my query, including this one about 2 people who met and fell in love during their fantasy warrior games, which gave me a new question: if people pretend to be violent, do they become more loving? I can look at the magazines as well. I know that since one of my general keywords for LARP is psychology, I can look in Psychology Today and search their search bar specific to the subject. And when I put in roleplay games in their search engine, I get a number of articles that are very interesting, including this one, who has a subtitle which could be another research question that I explore. What I would recommend with Google is to use Google Scholar for authoritative scholarly articles. Again, when I put in live action roleplay in the search engine here, I get some strange responses like concrete plasticity theory for biaxial stress analysis. So what I'm going to do is use their advanced scholar search and limit both the dates that the articles come from and the collections. I only want social sciences, arts, and humanities. And once I do that, I get much more specific results. So advanced search is a very good way to limit the results and get more specific articles, including this one, which is very authoritative. And always read the abstract of any work. That'll give you a short summary of what the article is about and help you know whether it's going to be useful or not. You can also organize your research with Diigo, which I'll provide a link to on this page. Diigo is a great source for keeping track of all your online reading. It also lets you highlight and take notes on the reading and organize your sources so that you can get access to them very quickly. Here are just a few of the ones that I found in my search for LARP. Again, if you need any help, please contact me and I'll be happy to talk to you further about this. Thank you.